So there's Junior then. Well, as we say, you know, he's got to get his finger at least one of his remaining 3 rounds here. You know, 3 behind, 3 to play for me, and I think 2 behind and 2 to play for 3 to play for you.
Yeah, I can't see him losing these remaining rounds, but Kotelnik is definitely starting to come back into the fight.
Indeed he is, and let's face it, Duke, it's not necessarily about Witter not losing the rounds. You know, I mean, how do you stop Kotelnik winning them?
That's a good point. I mean, Witter got off to a fantastic start, but he's just allowing Kotelnik to get through a little bit too often for my liking. He's got his hands up nice and high now and his chin tucked down again. And he's been clipped once or twice and he doesn't like it.
Well, I'll tell you something, I've got to say, I am slightly disappointed in the fact that Junior hasn't walked in here with all guns blazing and said, take that, because we know he can hit.
Well, he would have really made a statement if he'd have gone out and blown this guy out of the water tonight on the world scene.
2 left hooks again for Kotelnik.
But this might not be such a bad thing, you know. If Witter doesn't look so good tonight in winning, you know, he might force one of the other champions to fight him.
Yes, that's always a ploy, of course. Not necessarily suggesting it is a ploy, but yeah, that could work.
I'm not saying he would have done it intentionally. I think he would have liked to have gone out in 1 round and blown this guy out of the water, but it hasn't happened. So, you know, he's had to fight for pretty much every round since the 5th. So.
It's absolutely right, Duke, and I've got to say also that, you know, Kotelnik's got a very good eye for a counter-punch, you know. He's standing there waiting for something to come and then pushes over the top.
Yeah, Kotelnik hasn't really done anything exceptional. He's just he's waited very, very patiently, and he's just applied dogged pressure on Witter, and just waited for him to make a mistake. And when he's made him miss, he's made him pay.
Very close this 10th round at the moment. Last left hook there again from Kotelnik. Well, that's the first time in the fight we've actually seen Junior Witter grab hold of his opponent because he took a shot.
I don't think he was hurt. I think it was sort of just more in just a little bit of frustration.
Well, we're getting a bit of a war now in this 10th round towards the finish.
It's Witter looking to tee off now, looking for the bingo punch. Witter's work's got a little bit untidy in this round. He's trying to regroup by keeping his chin down and his hands up. It's just not quite at the races.
I have a feeling that he's quite concerned that the punches from Kotelnik have actually been slightly better than he anticipated, and his punches have made the slightest bit of difference. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to call that one a round for Kotelnik. So here we are then, this is the penultimate round, round 11 of the scheduled 12-rounder for the European Light Welterweight Championship. The champion, the reigning and defending champion, of course, Junior Witter. There's the scorecard, Duke. Still possible mathematically, of course, for Kotelnik to pick a draw here.
Yeah, he's slowly but surely just starting to close the gap on Witter. I just feel Witter's just allowed him in just a little bit too much.
So this round and 1 more to go. I've got a 2-point gap as well. And Andriy Kotelnik has really come on a bomb since about just past the halfway point, in fact, which probably makes it quite difficult for him to win this one on points. But, as we've said before, there's 3 judges around this ring. The referee won't score. 3 judges around the ring. It didn't used to be like that, of course. And they will pick up the score, not us. And who knows?
Well, you know, scoring's a very subjective thing. And you'd be surprised just to how one person can see a fight completely different from somebody else from a different corner of the ring. But it's actually good that they have got 3 independent judges here tonight.
Of course, in British boxing, that will be introduced in September for important fights. They're normally handled by a single referee, but back to the action here. It's been pulsating at times, this one. Always very, very thoughtful. Let's look right up at the top there from Andriy Kotelnik. Well, it's like he's firing on 3 sparks, isn't it? 3 plugs, I should say.
Yes, it certainly is. What we're getting from Witter now, just little bursts every now and again.
Over the course of the round, Kotelnik has kept a steady approach. He's kept plugging away.
Exactly, he's just been very dogged in his approach. He hasn't got flustered at all. He's just had the same approach round after round after round, and he's trying to wear Witter down.
You know what, Duke? No, I'll leave it. This is a decent round for Kotelnik, Duke.
It certainly is a decent round for him. Again, he's applying that same steady pressure, working everything behind the jab, and it's Witter's the one that wants to grab hold when they come in close.
Well, I tell you what, we are entering a fascinating phase in this contest. We're in the last half minute of the 11th round. There's 3 minutes to go after this one has been done. And, you know, we'll only have a single-point gap between them. You know, it's all Witter for the first half of the fight, but all Kotelnik since then. Not generally by the same degree.
Absolutely, you know, Witter won the first half of the fight at almost a canter, but it's been Kotelnik just clawing back the deficit slowly but surely since then. He wants to make a statement tonight and press his claim for the World Championship. I'm sure he would have liked.
Here we go then for the 12th and final round, and quite possibly to decide the destination of the European Light Welterweight Championship. As Duke was just saying, you know, Junior Witter came out here tonight with the intention of making a statement about being on the world stage and belonging on the world stage. Has he done it, Duke?
Well, yeah, as I said before, you know, if he doesn't shine tonight, which I don't think he personally has, you know, the rest of the champions now might say themselves, okay, this might be a safe defence for us. Might play into Witter's hands more.
Yes, indeed. Tactically, of course, it's been nothing special from Kotelnik, but it has been effective.
And you can see how he justifies his mandatory rating.
Well, that's a nice left hand from Witter. It's about time, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Good left hook back for Kotelnik.
It's Kotelnik obviously who needs to try and engage Witter into an absolute brawl in this fight if he wants to win.
He's got to start throwing punches. And equally, Junior has to do exactly the same thing, you know, for completely different reasons. Well, it's come down to the wire, and I've got to say I didn't expect it to. And neither did you, Duke. But, I mean, are we saying there's something awry here with Junior Witter?
No, I don't think there's anything awry. You know, Kotelnik's just not allowed Witter to fight his normal kind of a fight. You know, we've got so used to seeing Witter just blow guys out of the water. It just hasn't happened for him tonight.
Well, they've got a left hook there, but I think Witter's just about nicking this round at the moment.
Mate, you're right. I think he's just doing enough at the moment. He's, you know, Witter is the one trying to force the pace and, you know, look for the opening. So, there's a nice little combo from Witter.
What's interesting is that you're more likely to get a world title shot if you lose than you win.
Absolutely.
So expect Witter to be overlooked for Kotelnik. If this one stays the way it is, Junior Witter will retain his title with, I think, a 2-point margin. Just about had the better of things in this final session.
It's amazing, really. You know, you just expected Witter to come in and just help himself to quite an emphatic, easy victory, but it's been anything but.
Well, Witter then raises his arms prior to the final bell. There's only a few seconds to go now. And I think Witter's won it. But that was almightily close, far closer than it should have been.